Hi, welcome to Family Talk. I'm Pastor Deirdre, and this is my husband,
Pastor Kevin.
And today we want to talk to you about partnership or teamwork in marriage. So, honey, why did you want to talk about this topic?
I have no idea. Kidding.
I think that this was a big topic for us because this is something that we've dealt with in our marriage, and I think all couples deal with. And especially coming from two different cultures, two different backgrounds. I mean, where are you from? Share with them.
I'm from Jamaica, J.A.
And how did you grow up with your family, and what did they do?
Man, I grew up with some good curry chicken, curry goat, jerk chicken, some good food.
And going into marriage, did you expect me to be like an amazing Jamaican chef lady?
Yeah, it was definitely a learning curve. As you can see, we're from very different cultures, and so yeah, it was a big learning curve to say the least. I remember Deirdre some mornings getting up and one morning, I think for my birthday, surprising me with ackee and saltfish and with fried dumpling or with porridge. But I had to realize that coming from different cultures, we wouldn't replicate the way things were in my family, and she wouldn't completely replicate the way things were in her family. We were coming together to form something new, and so I couldn't expect her to be my mom. And we had to create something that brought the two together, but something that was completely different.
Definitely. I love the way you said that. Because really, when you get married, you're creating a whole new culture. You're taking the two cultures that you have and you're merging them together and creating something new. And I think we have. We both pulled together to just create our own family culture, our own family traditions, holidays, and everything. We just have our own flavor to it, and it makes it special and unique. And growing up, I had expectations for certain roles, and my stepfather, Mark, is
he's amazing.
incredible at cars and fixing things
stuff,
and hanging things on the walls and just about everything. And so I kind of thought, well, I want to get married to someone who has certain skills and knows how to do those things, but Kevin is not Mark. And I mean, he is incredible. My husband is an incredible thinker, incredible feeler, incredible person. He just doesn't have the same skill set. He has a different skill set, and that's okay. And so to figure out who hangs things on the wall, and Kevin's done a great job at hanging things on the wall, by the way, but he's different, and so we just have to get used to those differences and then also appreciate them.
Yeah, I think it's important to realize in marriage you can't go into marriage trying to change person. So she can't make me Mark, I can't make her my mom or my auntie or my grandmother. We have to learn to appreciate people for who they are and not try to change them. And I think that's a big part of what we're talking about when we say teamwork. We have to accept one another just as we are and appreciate one another without trying to change the other person.
Definitely. And it is Mother's Day weekend, so happy Mother's Day, moms. And
Happy Mother's Day.
Yes, and this thought goes out to you, moms, because I think that as a mom, oftentimes we feel overworked and overrun and busy, and a lot of times we can build up resentment with our spouses and be like, I'm doing this and this and that, and I'm working, and I'm caring for the kids, and I'm trying to cook and clean. Like, what do you expect me to do? You expect me to be Superwoman? I'm not Superwoman. Come on, just step up and you do this. And then we start building up resentment, and we start getting frustrated with our spouse, and feeling like, well, why don't you do this too? And why? And I just want to see this being a partnership, and that's what matters a lot to me, is partnership. And that's one reason why I married this man, is because I felt like we were partners, we were in life together. And so what was really helpful for me, honestly, because I would walk around the house and see this is out of place, this is here and should be there, or man, why couldn't he just do this? But then really I noticed it when you left. You went on the pastor's retreat for a few days, and then another time you went back home for a funeral, and that was for like a week. And I was by myself with the kids. I thought I would maybe go crazy, and I realized just how much you really do. I realized how much you do for the kids. I realized how much you do just around the house that I took for granted. Because all I saw was everything that I was doing. And so I think, as moms and as dads and as spouses, instead of building up resentment for the other person, what they're doing or not doing, it's really helpful to just appreciate each other.
Definitely.
And it's a wonderful time to say Happy Mother's Day and appreciate the women and the mothers for all they do. And also to appreciate your spouse who's supporting you too, and who's just loving on you as a mom and as a wife. And so not to build up this resentment and get frustrated with them. And another thing that I found really helpful is, if you see something in the house that needs to be done and you're the one who notices it, do it. If you're the one who noticed that one thing that needs to be done, just do it. Because oftentimes, maybe the other person doesn't even notice it.
Yeah.
And that might be an area that is going to become your area of something that you just do.
Yeah.
Because it needs to be done. And then your spouse will be like, wow, you did that? You did the laundry? What? Oh my goodness, what happened? And it's incredible.
That's true.
So, honey, can you share with us another tip, maybe about, from your end as a man, about expectations, differing expectations, or different cultures, or anything else like that?
Yeah, I think a big thing we had to figure out was roles in marriage. Deirdre is very egalitarian, and that basically means the man is not above the woman. We're on the same level. I was a bit more traditional. The man kind of leads, and so we had to it was like a fine dance, figuring out how we would work together, how we would make music and create something beautiful. And it's been a lot of give and take. But for our family, we found that it's better to see each other as partner. And so it's not the patriarchal where I'm the man and you just do things the way I say, but it's more we're on the same team, and we're here to support and uplift, and encourage each other. And so practically that means if it comes to domestic work, it's not just the woman's job, but the man can cook, the man can clean, the man can change diapers, the man can do baby care. It's not just the woman's job to do that. And so I think many times, we say, woman, you stay home, take care of home, I'll go and conquer the world. And sometimes the man doesn't really show up or is not as engaged in the home. And so I think it's important to realize we're a team, not just when we're a team. On the home front as well. And honestly, it differs. In some families, it's just the men who work and the wife stays home. And in other families, the wife might work and the man might stay home. So it really comes down to how you want to work together in your own marriage.
And that's what they found in a lot of these studies, and I know in counseling they shared with us that it doesn't matter as much which model you use, whether traditional or egalitarian or whatever, as to the happiness of your relationship and your marriage. The most important thing is that you are in tune with each other, that you communicate, and that you agree. Agreeing is the most important thing. You can have a traditional marriage and both agree and be happy with that, and it works for you, and that's great. Or you can have a more egalitarian relationship where both of you are partners and you have different roles, and it's working well, and that's great. But you just have to communicate. You got to talk about these things. And when you have a thought that could turn into resentment, just talk about it with your spouse and share your frustrations, so you can get to a place where you are in agreement and on the same page.
I think that's important. It's important, like you're saying, to, is it, as the man, I'll be out there conquering the world, the wife will stay home and take care of the home front. In that way, you can still both be a team, or we're going to both go out there and work, and we're both going to take care of home. But it's important, like Deirdre is saying, to figure out what works best for you as a couple. And I think another thing we've discovered is that, it's important to communicate. It's also important to know your strengths and weaknesses, or to figure out the way that you complement each other.
Yes.
So one way we've figured that out is in terms of finances. We can talk about that a whole other time. But initially, when me and Deirdre got together, I didn't even want to look at my loans because I had so much. And she sat me down and she's like, bro, we got to look at it, if we're going to conquer it. And so she was a bit more goal oriented. I was a bit more avoidant. And so she had that strength, and together we were able to come up with a plan to look at our loans and get out of, reduce our debt by a whole lot. It's just important to figure out the way that you complement each other. What are some other ways we've...
Oh yeah, there's a few different ways that we found. One way is I love to organize and sort, and Kevin is better actually at cleaning and also just straightening up. He'll go through, he'll tidy up a whole space so quickly, it's amazing, and the whole place will look completely different. For me, it gives me a little anxiety though, because I look around and I'm like, where did you just put this? Where did you put that? And he's like, I don't know. It's clean. It's clear.
Yeah.
But oftentimes our differences could become points of conflict. When we recognize the blessing that it is and what our partner brings to the table, then we look at it instead of a weakness, we look at it as a strength, and we don't see it as clashing, we see it as working together and doing this together.
As complementing. And another thing, I'm a little more open-handed, and Deirdre wants to save and be on top of the money. You should know that from what I said earlier. And so I'll just give, if I see someone in need, I'll just give the money away. And she's like, dude, we gotta be on top of it. So it helps. It complements each other. Someone can't take advantage of me with all our money, but at the same time we can be generous as God leads. So we got to find, we found ways in which we complement each other. Any other last tips on teamwork?
I think we got it. What's the question leading out that you have for us?
I have no questions, so thank you so much. I don't see much responses to the questions that way. But thank you so much for joining us for Family Talk. I hope that you were blessed as we talked about how to work together as partners and as a team and create your own beautiful family culture. Love you all. Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day, love. Love you.
Thank you.
God bless.
Bye.